Hello, nerds. Thank you for watching Generally Nerdy. This is your week in Nerdom, movies edition for the week of September 17th, 2018. Gonna try and go over this as quickly as we can, though really the research pumped out a lot of movie stuff that we're gonna have to go over. About as much as a normal episode, so this one might not be very short. So let's just hit the intro so we can get to the news, shall we?
Quiet on the set, rolling.
Hi, I am Bitsy Telek.
Hey, I'm Hale Appleman.
I'm Walter Kane.
I'm Rene Aubergenois. Odo on Deep Space Nine.
Michael Dorn, Lieutenant Commander Worf, Star Trek The Next Generation.
Come and see me and hear me and talk to me and listen to me talk about myself.
Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, often considered generally nerdy, and you are listening to what is often considered generally nerdy.
On Generally Nerdy.
You're listening to
Generally Nerdy.
Generally Nerdy.
Generally nerdy.
Okay, first thing for movies this week is Star Trek 4. We've talked about its slow and inevitable. Sorry, it's the first day with the new mouth. Its slow and inevitable demise. Well, it seems that Chris Pine was not clued into the fact that he apparently wasn't going to be in the next movie if it happened at all. Which, I don't know, could just be a lot of fluff, and he knew that they weren't going to be able to afford him anymore. Who knows? But he still sounds slightly hopeful, at least, that some sort of new contract will be signed, and he will still be Captain Kirk in this series so far. He was talking about this on the red carpet at the Toronto Film Festival, and I don't know, it's so difficult, because do you want this to continue, or should they just keep going with Discovery and all of these new things that are in the universe, but not really, they're not those two original casts? I don't know. Picard is coming back, so that is one of the two. Just interesting, very interesting. What do you guys think? I'm at a loss on this one. Should Chris Pine come back? Should they continue making these movies? Let's have that conversation in the comments, because I really, again, am just at a loss for whether or not I want this to happen. So that means we're moving on next to a really weird bit of news. Mattel Toys, yes, the guys that make Hot Wheels, have started a movie branch of the company. They're going to be making film adaptations for Thomas the Tank Engine, Barbie, and Hot Wheels, and then all of the other things that they do, but like those are their biggest ones that they know. The guy that they put in charge of this new branch of the company is Robbie Brenner, who was a producer on the Dallas Buyers Club. Very interesting combination of names to put into this bit of news. Mattel, Dallas Buyers Club, so like this children's-oriented company put a guy who the biggest claim to fame, as far as I could find, was being a producer on a very adult, mature, rather, subject matter movie, and that's a... if they're making them, if they're gearing them towards children, then they're very likely going to make $1 billion, just because of the licensing, which they already own. That makes total sense. If they're going to take a stab at a broader audience, if they're going to try and make some sort of live adaptation or something of these, I feel like that's going to go down in a blaze of glory. But so far, not a lot is solid yet. That's just loose plans for the future. It was just really interesting thing to talk about. So let's move on. Then, we're doing a real quick follow-up to our Zombieland 2 discussion. They apparently are going to begin filming January 28th next year. According to a website called Geeks World Wide, really was not able to substantiate this anywhere else aside from other people who were also quoting Geeks World Wide. So kind of take this with a grain of salt because it might not be true, but we do know that the script exists, that the directors are on board, production staff is on board, so it's just a matter of getting all of the schedules to line up. And Woody Harrelson's schedule seems to be open right now because he's not coming back for another Star Wars movie. It just, spoiler alert, sorry, whatever. It seems very likely that this is not without reason to believe. So I'm super excited, super hopeful, and we're moving on. Next is the Are You Afraid of the Dark movie that we talked about when it was initially announced months ago. So again, that guy, Gary Dauberman, who we talked about yesterday in TV news, he is the co-writer of the film, and he has confirmed that they will not be doing a feature-length version of any of the existing stories. So anything from the series is staying just that one-off episode, that one anthology episode. This movie is going to be a standalone story in and of itself, so they're adding to the oeuvre, if you will, of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So there is a really interesting quote. I'm going to read a couple of lines, or the first few lines from. This is from Gary Dauberman talking to /film, which is a website, and it's great if you want to know some of the places where I find things. That's one of them. It is, and he says, and I quote, "It is a completely original story I came up with, but it still has the Midnight Society and it still has the campfire. The show is so important to me, I don't want to age it down too much because for its time, it had some really disturbing episodes and some really dark episodes. Not every story the Midnight Society told ended up with happily ever after, or a person learning their lesson, and it was never. It will never happen again. I really embraced that side of things, and I think it's been a long time. I think fear is healthy for kids. This is the interesting part. I don't think we have to sand down the edges of things, and that's something I really wanted to do with Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think it is scary, and I think kids will be scared watching it at times, and they'll also laugh at times. So it sounds like the essence of that show that we all loved as a kid, assuming you had access to Nickelodeon, that is carrying over because Doberman sounds like he's paying the proper tribute, the proper homage to the source material, which is all we ask for from you, Hollywood. So thank you, Gary Dauberman. Dauberman, whatever. It's it's fun. It's a good idea. No announcement yet as to whether or not the original Midnight Society, those characters are going to be the Midnight Society in the movie. And then if they were, then obviously they're going to be played by different actors. Or if any of the original actors are going to have cameos or anything like that in the movie. I feel like it's a pretty safe bet we'll get one or two of those cameos. It would be really awesome if we got like the original core Midnight Society, which changed as the years went on, but still there was 3 or 4 regular characters that traveled all the way through the whatever it was, 8 seasons or whatever. So yeah, really, really cool. I really dug that series as a kid, and now they're going to make it into a movie. I'm probably going to go watch it, just like I went to see Goosebumps. I'm not going to go see the second Goosebumps though. It's a different story. Moving on. Next, we are talking about Superman. Yes, the internet has been abuzz and going crazy because Henry Cavill will no longer be Superman. Or will he? It seems that Henry Cavill's contract was satisfied with the appearance that he's not going to actually have in the Shazam movie, because scheduling conflicts didn't allow him to be on set long enough. So, but because he was on set and filmed a couple of things which got cut, it sounds like, So the Superman cameo we were told was going to happen in Shazam. It apparently is now not going to happen in Shazam. But that still somehow satisfies his contract, so now he doesn't have a contract with Warner Brothers. That's not to say he's not going to sign another contract. His management has made statements on their social media saying that the cape is still in Henry Cavill's closet, that implying that Henry Cavill still wants to be Superman. They just need to renegotiate some things. It makes sense. Apparently, if that doesn't go over well, then Michael B. Jordan is rumored to be in discussions to play Superman. I feel like of all of the characters that you can push with this diversity agenda, Superman is definitely one of the ones that you will alienate all of your fans. Anyone who is going to see this because they know and love Superman, regardless of ethnicity or orientation or whatever, is going to be a little off-put by the fact that you just changed the world's oldest superhero, his race. Yes, there have been Elseworld stories where Superman has been black. That has happened. Are they going to do an Elseworld? Like, I know they're doing the Elseworld's Joker, but are we going to get Elseworld Superman for a while until we find... I don't know. It's just very strange. But, speaking of the Joker, we got pictures from Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and it looks very interesting. Also, as Kevin Smith pointed out on his Twitter, the name of the Joker is Arthur Fleck. And if you abbreviate that slightly, it becomes A. Fleck. Which is funny because Ben Affleck is Batman right now. So I doubt that was like a thing that the studio decided because this is a one-off story. It's an Elseworld story. This isn't an actual history of the Joker. This is just one of those what-if scenarios when the Joker said, if I have to have a backstory, I like it to be multiple choice. This is one of the multiple choice answers that we are going to get. But Joaquin Phoenix, we don't have any images of him in the makeup yet. We just have him as Arthur Fleck. And he looks... If you can get creeped out by the type of pictures that they are, and you've seen them on the screen at this point, or whatever, it seems like that's a thing that you can be with these pictures. They're a little creepy. At least the bust picture of him is like, yeah, I can see how that guy would become the Joker. Which has me a little bit more intrigued. Though I still am a very firm believer that if you give the Joker a backstory, he loses most, if not all, of his effectiveness. But that is a discussion we've already had, and for a different time if we want to continue it. So that, guys, is the end of the movies video this week. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. What did I miss? What should we talk about next week? Let me know in the comments down below. If, though, you want to go deeper into the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net. That is the place you can go get all the freebies, all the social medias, and all of the links to the Generally Nerdy stores, where you can go get your nerdy swag. There's 3 different stores, plenty of really great stuff up on them, so go check it out over on generallynerdy.net. If you would rather support the channel a little more directly, then there's a Patreon page, patreon.com/generallynerdy. That is, there's 4 tiers. Everybody knows how Patreon works at this point. Lowest tier is just $1. Check it out, patreon.com/generallynerdy. If you are new to this channel, then definitely click that subscribe button. If you like this episode, click the like button. If you are falling behind in your nerd news and you want to catch up, click or tap that box right there to the left of my face to do that. But before we go, clicking boxes and check marks and things and stuff and ringing the bell, because we always got to ring that bell. Guys, please always remember that if it is generally nerdy, probably here.